Hello everyone, this is Hunter Collector with another action figure review, and here we have the Marvel Legends series Spider-Man from the No Way Home figure. So this is kind of the same suit, but there's some subtle differences from that Far From Home wave from like 2 years ago. So we'll go over the comparison with that here in a bit once we go over this figure. But yeah, let's go over the unboxing first. So first you get the Marvel Legends logo here on top. Spider-Man here with that blue and red font for No Way Home, but it does not say No Way Home on it like the integrated suit did. And then here is the side art of the Far From Home suit with the Spider-Man logo here on the bottom. And then here is the back. You don't get any Build-A-Figure parts. It's its own thing. It's a Walmart exclusive, by the way. And then you get the Marvel Legends logo here, the description. Here's the other side art. Here is the MCU Spider-Man logo furnished on top. And then here's the bottom with the DCPI. But besides that, let's crack them open. And here is Spider-Man Unmasked Peter Parker head sculpt out of the package here. So let's go over the accessories. So first you get this other head sculpt here with the mask. I really like this a lot. You get some white bleeding in there though. But it's not too bad. You get the black lenses there. You get the matte red finish, which I'm happy about. I can already tell you this much. I like this figure more than the last one. But yeah, the only problem that I really got is that I wish they they painted the cobwebbing still on this thing and the white's bleeding through, but that's not really the designer's fault. It's just manufacturing. A little defect there, but it's not too bad. And then you get two whipping hands here, which we've seen before. You get the red fingers with the black for the rest of the hand. You don't get that like reflective lining though. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, you get those. And then you get this web here. So this is the same webbing sculpt that we've gotten before. The only difference is it's not white, it's clear actually. I'm not sure if you guys could tell. You can see my finger kind of through that. So yeah, it's transparent. It's a little more flexible, it feels like. Whereas the other one's more stiff and it will just keep staying like this. Whereas this one's like more, I don't know, flexible. But yeah, that's all we got for accessories. So let's go over the figure. So here we have the Tom Holland head sculpt. So yeah, this is the same head sculpt that we've gotten before with the Iron Spider Infinity War 2-pack with Iron Man with the legs, the Iron Spider legs. So yeah, the only thing that I would say about this is that this part of the hair, it should be pulled back instead of curled up like that to make it look more like Tom Holland. But besides that, I think the head sculpt looks good. It's just the hair that throws me off a bit. Yeah, you get that brown hair there. You get some darker brown there to give it more depth. The face itself is pretty good. You get that like faded eyebrow that he has. But yeah. And then here is the suit itself. So the one thing that I'm really happy about on this figure is that it's a matte finished, more of a matte finished red than the last one where it was just like plasticky. It looked very plastically, so I'm happy about this. And then for the spider here, you get that blackness there, and then the white outlining there, which we will go over the comparison here. But the spider is way more, it's popping out more than the last one. And then you get the more reflective paint there for like the black leather here. You can kind of tell it's more reflective. You get a little bit of red splotch there. But yeah, around the shoulders, get some red detailing there. Like I've said before, they don't have like the reflective black thin lines they had in the movie really showing up here. So it's not too bad. I'm not really complaining about it. The last figure you could barely tell. And then yeah, so don't get the black like belt web shooter cartridge holder here that you had. This is an update towards the No Way Home movie, because if you've seen the set photos, he doesn't have like that black belt. It's a more pointy suit area here on the pelvis. Whereas it was just more of a U shape, and you had the black straps here on the hips. And then you get the black knees with some red there. I like the sculpt here. Looks really good. And then for the feet here, it's different because you get the like soles coming up around the toes here. So that's cool. Same thing on this side. And then also around the heel a little bit more. And then the elbows, it's red here. Like the entire elbow is red compared to the last figure. And here's the white spider here. It's sculpted there, so that's nice. I think this figure is pretty cool. I like it a lot. And then here's the other side. You still get pin joints because this is an older look. I think the only different thing that's new is probably the torso. I'm not quite sure. I think it's the same torso. I think it's the pelvis, actually, that's new because of the, the new belt piece here. But yeah. That's the only thing that's kind of sucks is that they should have painted that red, but oh well, it's not too bad. You won't notice it really that much. But yeah, this is a really cool figure. I like it a lot. So let's go over the articulations. He has a disc ball joint. He can look down that far, up that far. He can look left and right. Little hip pivoting in there. Shoulders can move out that far. He has butterfly joints. 360 rotation there around the shoulder. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. Wrists can hinge down that far. Up that far, 360 rotation. They're also like web holding hands, if you want to say. He has an ab crunch, so you can go forward that much. Backwards that much. Waist swivel, 360 rotation. Legs kick out that far. Forward that far. Backwards, not really any. Thigh cut, double jointed knees, still pinned. And then ankles hinge down that far, up that far. Nice ankle pivot. And here he is with the mask on. So let's go over the comparison real quick here. So here is the older version. So let's do side by side here real quick. So I'm not sure if you guys could see. In person, you can definitely tell though. There's more shine on this, which gives it more of a plastic look, which I'm not a real big fan of. Whereas this one's like matte, so it doesn't really have that problem. I really, really do wish they did painted cobwebbing on this because it would have given it more detail and more definition, I feel like. And they would have it would have been like a really cool figure, I think, like way more improved. Apart from this one just eh. And then here is the side here. So yeah, this is where I was talking about with the elbows being more red here compared to this. You could definitely tell this is matte black compared to the shiny black here. But the one thing that they did good on here, kind of, is that, I'm not sure if you can see it real well here, but there's, they also have like those little hints towards the like lines going around the black area like you did in the movie, whereas this one doesn't. It's just a flat out matte black here. And then here are the spiders. So that one, for this plasticky looking one from the older one, you don't really get that much detail there. It kind of looks like it's fading out. It is an older figure, so it might be just fading out, but when I got it, there was none of that white around the spider there, whereas this one, I like this a lot. It looks really good. And then here's the back. Like I said, this one's an older figure, so obviously there's going to be some scrapes and stuff like that, but yeah, looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not bothered by it too much. And then here are the feet where I was talking about here. So yeah, I think this is a brand new foot for him actually, because the soles are actually sculpted up too compared to this. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And then the belt pieces here. So this is the older one. And then here's the new one. Shoulders. And then head sculpts. I think they're the same head sculpt. I'm not 100% sure. This one definitely feels tight around the ball though. So it could be just because it's a new figure, but it's pretty tight around there. So if you guys have got this figure and already have it, let me know if it's tight around the ball too for you guys. For me it is, so just wondering, because it might be just brand new head sculpt and it's just barely fitting on there well. But yeah, and then for height, they're basically almost the same. So yeah, I really like this figure a lot. Let me grab the Peter Parker from the Iron Man 2-pack to do a comparison on this. It's basically the same head sculpt though. So excuse my brother and sister's markings on it. I told them not to do that, but they never listen. They always ruin my figure somehow. But yeah, this is the one that we got with the 2-pack here, and then here is the one that we got just now. So I think this one looks better. The hair is a little bit darker, and the skin tone matches well, I think, whereas this one's like a more of a zombie looking pale look, I feel like. This one's like more of a tan look, so I like that a lot more. So yeah, that's the Spider-Man figure for you. I really do like this figure a lot more compared to the one that we got a few years back for Far From Home. The head sculpt looks better from the Infinity War 2-pack too. So, and the accessories were pretty good. I just wish they also added in like wall crawling hands for the MCU Spider-Man, because they haven't done that yet. So I don't know why they haven't yet. So hopefully they'll release some wall crawling hands for the Spider-Man MCU one later down the road. That'll make me happy because I could do some cool stop motions with that if I can. But yeah, I think this is a it's a big improvement compared to the last one. The only thing I would just say is paint the cobwebbing, like I've said a million times, with I think all of the MCU Spider-Man figures except for the Homecoming ones. Everything else after, they haven't really sculpted anything. I mean, not sculpted, painted the cobwebbing for the rest of the MCU suits. Like they didn't do that with the integrated suit either. So I really hope they start actually doing the paint cobwebbing stuff. So yeah, that was the only gripe that I have with basically all the MCU Spider-Man suits except for the Homecoming one. Those are decent. But yeah, that's all I got. So make sure you guys check out my link tree in the description for my Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and PayPal if you want to help me out. But besides that, thanks for watching.